Yes, people, good afternoon or good morning, wherever you're watching from. Welcome back to AN Sports for the pole position pod. Today we've got the Singapore Grand Prix. Augustia joined in last ditch. Big up to you, bro, and big up to King. Singapore Grand Prix, just down south from where we are, Augustia. You know what I mean? I can't wait. It's gonna be an epic race. It's gonna be a race full of excitement, drama, emotions. You know what I mean? George Russell getting the podium over Max Verstappen. I see the man shaking hands yesterday, sneakily shaking hands yesterday. But but you know the beef going on between them two. But how you man doing? All good? Everything okay?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah,
Excited for the race. All good.
yeah, Kevin, you are 100% correct. I think it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And Max and George, while they may not be allies, they definitely are McLaren's biggest
They definitely,
adversaries.
yeah, 100%.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I loved Quali. I thought Quali was very entertaining. It's just a good. The thing about Singapore that stands out compared to all your other Grand Prix is the fact that it's. Yes, the car is so important, right? The machinery is quintessential when it comes to pace in Formula One. But it's not just that, it's also the fact that Singapore is when the driver skills, the fine details are so important. They're invaluable. And that's where the driver makes a difference. Like George Russell's pole lap, guys. I don't know about you. One of the greatest pole laps I've seen this season, hands down. One of the best in recent history as well. The fact that both of his laps in Q3 could have been on pole is nuts. So kudos to
It was,
George Russell.
I think, in my opinion, I think Max was unlucky not to get pole. I think he was very, very close, but I think it was the middle sector that he flopped. That's
No,
why.
actually, I think it was King's favorite driver that screwed him up,
Oh,
right?
okay. Explain
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me.
What happened there, King? Why did your
Uh,
favorite driver, Lando Norris, screw him up?
Oh, because obviously on the last lap he was driving slow ahead of him. But I think Max had a little mistake anyway before he saw Norris, so he probably just because when you're behind another car, obviously you get the effect of the actual what's
yeah,
it called? I forgot the name of it, but basically if you're behind a car,
The
it kind of
toe.
can yeah the toe it can either help you or make it worse. So it makes it worse for you in corners, but in like straight line it's good to be behind a car. But yeah, in corners it can kind of mess you up, and I think it messed Max up a bit because he was moving slow ahead of him.
fair enough. On your way in, guys, make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys sub to the channel. Sub to King. The link is in the chat. I can't, for some reason, put the link in the title for some reason. I don't know what YouTube's doing. I've not been able to put anyone's links in the title recently. But listen, guys, we're trying to get to 500 subs. King's trying to get to 200 subs. He's on his way. I'm on my way to get to 500 before my birthday, if you can, people, or at least get me as close to 500 as possible. But yeah. Anyways, George Russell on pole. It seems like he's going to start on pole, and obviously Carlos Sainz and was it Isaac Hadjar that got their times deleted from the race. They're starting rock bottom.
No, it's the both Williams cars. They've been disqualified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've both been
For
disqualified. Yeah,
I don't know why. King, you might be able to jump in,
I think
Mister.
exceeding track limit. If I'm
No,
not.
no, no. You would not get DQ for that
No, it
unless it
was to do
was.
with their wing. It was to do with their wing. It didn't uh reach the actual something along the lines of let me double check it because it was to do with their wing, but I don't know exactly the reason. Yeah, the
Because
rear wing. The rear
their
wing
wing.
was to be non-compliant with the technical regulations, basically. So the uppermost rear wing element adjustable positions were checked. The DRS in the state of deployment exceeded the maximum limit of 85 millimeters on both sides of the rear wing outside area. So basically, they had their wing was too powerful, pretty much in terms of DRS. So yeah, they both got disqualified.
Wow. I mean, it is a rookie error from James Fowles' team, of course. You
Yeah,
can't defend the indefensible, but it happens. And if it's going to happen at any circuit, be at a circuit where Williams aren't up there. They didn't make Q3, so somewhat it is a blessing in disguise in a way. If it had to happen, it's happening here.
yeah, it
I'm
would have
just
been an assembly or manufacturing problem. So when they built the cars, they built it the wrong measurements.
Good, good, good. Make this all happen this season, not next year, not in the years to come. You want it when
Yeah,
you're still not competing.
yeah. No, well, it would have just been the car they made for this race in particular, or the wing they made for this race in particular, was the wrong way. The rear wing specifically.
Is it just me, or is Mercedes so good in Singapore for some reason? Like, Singapore seems to be their track. Like, they're having that. Antonelli's in fourth, Russell's in first. Obviously, you have Verstappen right behind him, and Piastri obviously in P3. But then you also have Norris in thereabouts. They all finished pretty close, a pretty close time actually. If you look at Verstappen and Russell's time, it's actually a 10.10 second behind. They were literally 0.10 seconds behind each other. So I think all Verstappen had to do was just be faster by 0.10 seconds more, and he would have got he'd have got pole. But that's like fine margins. In Singapore, it's fine margins, hard to overtake, hard to have a proper race, if you know what I'm trying to say. And also take the weather into consideration, because I guess we can obviously talk about the weather in our countries. It's been pouring with rain, and Singapore today, it could be rain. We don't know. We shall see. But what are your thoughts on obviously the Mercedes going into this weekend? Obviously, you mentioned George Russell, but Antonelli as well had a decent comeback week for Mercedes as well.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was impressed with Mercedes. I can't. Yes, W boss of the blue. Nice to see you in the chat. 3 losses in a row for Liverpool. Who's not happy? I mean, come on. Like you'd have to be a bit fucking monotone not to be happy with that. But hell yeah, we need Osama bin Russell. We also need Taliban Antonelli. That's what we need as well. Both of them. But no, guys. I'm impressed by Mercedes. I can't say I'm surprised, because Singapore, the margins seem really tight. While it's a very high downforce track, I'm not surprised that Mercedes were in the mix, McLaren were in the mix, and also Max was in the mix. I expected that, if anything. The one disappointment I have is Ekevin, your boys, Ferrari. Where were they? I'm actually quite disappointed, because if I'm not mistaken,
they're tanking, bro. They're basically playing American sports, tanking.
So yeah, but I thought this weekend was a primal opportunity for Lewis Hamilton to finally get a podium, if not a race win, because it looked like they were somewhat quick in practice. Yet, push come to shove, when it comes to pole, they were nowhere to be seen.
Speaking of Lewis, rest in peace to Roscoe, man. Very sad. You know what I mean? I also lost my dog at the start of the year, and I don't know how the feeling is, man. So I share my condolences, send my condolences to Lewis Hamilton and his family, man. It's really sad. And this week, hope he puts in a good race for Roscoe. You know, hope he puts in a good race for Roscoe, because like I said, it's never nice to lose a pet or a family member like you've had for some time already. But yeah, thoughts on the Ferrari? You guys saying you want to add something?
No, I'm just, obviously it's just surprising that Ferrari are so far off the pace. I know sometimes 3-4 tenths doesn't look like a lot, but in this context, I thought this was quite a bit. So they were 3-4 tenths off Max, not even George Russell. That's what I mean. In terms of Mercedes, I'm not surprised. I think it is a surprise that Russell is on pole, because heading into Q3, even himself, self-admittedly, he did say that he wasn't comfortable on this track. He did say that Antonelli looked far more encouraging, far more empowering heading into the final session, and also that Kimi Antonelli was quite confident. His lap times throughout the weekend, better in practice, better in Q1, I think it was, quite up there in Q2 as well. I think Kimi Antonelli will be bittersweet, because P4 is obviously a solid result for him. It is subverting his recent train of results. At the same time, with the pace in that car, he'd probably be like, oh shoot, I could have been second. I could have been close to Russell. And the other one I think that was also a bit disappointed, that I was impressed with, is King, your boy, Hadjar the Badger. Did you see his post-quali interview?
Big up my boss.
No, what did he say?
Oh, he was visibly disappointed. He was visibly upset at himself. He said he had 3, 4, 5 tenths at least in the tank. So while P8, I think, is where he ended up, that is obviously very commendable. In a Racing Bulls, that is a very solid finish. He was disappointed. And I was like, that mentality, that transparency is a winner. That is a world champion mindset right there. So I was super impressed with Hadjar. I was also, again, Kimi Antonelli could have done better. In terms of the rest of the pack, I think George Russell, kudos to you. One of the finer laps, I think, in F1 qualifying recently. Max Verstappen as well, no surprise. He is, I said it before and I'll say it again, King. You can say my phrase for me, my Max phrase. You know,
I can't remember.
The gap between the best that one. The gap between the best and the rest has never been as big. So yeah, kudos to you, George. I think that turn one will be so interesting between George, Max, and Piastri. Watch out for that dynamic.
In regards to the Ferraris, I think Lewis was unlucky. He didn't have fresh tires at the end there. I think he had a bit more left in the tank. And as for Charles, I just think Charles had a bad lap. He admitted it himself that he had a bad lap.
Yeah.
So I think when one of the cars doesn't have the tire allocation left at Q3, it was very difficult to get into Q3 as well. It was so tight. Like if you actually look at the lap times from first to 10th, it's what 0.8. So under a second difference between the top 10. It's very close even between like the likes of like Oscar, Kimi, Lando. So I feel like you needed to be on point in order for you to get a good lap. So
yeah.
Hamilton not having the tires available for him at the end cost him. Charles not having a good enough lap cost him. I think that was driver error. Probably the same for Hadjar. And I think that was the difference. I think just George had the best lap in the end of the day, and then I think the Mercedes is probably the most comfortable car in that track. Maybe it's just a track that probably suits the characteristics of their car.
Big up Jay Jones, bro.
Wondering this unless can't see Russell giving up P1 easily. Fair enough. But I do think George and Max are gonna crash. So that's what I'm hoping for. Hoping for madness. But yeah, it was good qualifying. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can't lie to you. I think Charles also in one of the Q1 or Q2, he barely escaped elimination. But to be fair with you, he was always going to escape elimination with the cars he had up against in the elimination zone. I think he was much faster, and you could just tell by this weekend it's going to be a really hard. It's going to be a really difficult track to race on. Track temperature is going to be gonna be weird, and yeah, it's just gonna be the grip will be very difficult as well, especially in one of the turns. You're gonna have to be very careful as well. How many drivers yesterday hit the wall during qualifying? How many drivers hit the wall? There'll be a few yellow flags here and there, but that's typical Singapore, isn't it? Typical yellow flags, typical tight races. You know what I mean? Me and you both, King. I got to give George some hope. Max is king right now. Yeah, Max is king right now. I'll get my predictions in a bit, but obviously.
King, how do you feel about that? Max has stolen your name.
Oh, what Max is king right now?
Oh, I just realized.
How do I feel about Max? I mean, he could have done better on his final lap to get pole.
Yeah.
It's all good and well complaining about Norris, but it's down to the driver in the end of the day. He did.
Only issue was Q2 was it sector 2, sector 3? One of them he just struggled and he was just slower by 0.10 seconds to George Russell. That's all. But sorry, we'll continue.
No, it was the last sector. It was his last sector. He made a little mistake, and then he couldn't get the lap in. But I feel like George. I don't think the second laps mattered because I think George's first was quicker than everyone's second lap anyway. So I just think George had a unreal lap. As Augustia said, I think it's one of the best quality laps we've seen this season in terms of on the edge. I'm pretty sure he was this like inches away from the wall as well on the limit, and he just took everything out of that car. Now, is that car going to be able to do that for him in the race? It's a wait and see. I think George does have the potential to win the race, but he needs to get past that first corner. And I was watching a video of the last time an Australian was P4 a Kimi was P4 and Australian was P3. There was hella crashings, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for hella crashings.
George Russell, 23. Don't forget what happened.
Yeah, I'm hoping for hella crashings. I'm gonna lie to you. And then a Ferrari 1 too, but that's probably not gonna happen.
That's
And
not gonna
anyway,
happen.
and anyway, as the statement says, for the rest of the season, I can't really rely on Oscar Piastri, so it's ABN, anybody but Norris. So if it's
Yo,
Max or Piastri, it's all good. I still
so
win.
so King, you're ABN, Ekevin, you're ABO. Anyone but Oscar. That's
If
what you're
Oscar
on, right?
wins it, I don't really care.
No,
If
but
you
you sent a very cute message to me yesterday on how you want Milan to win.
AB but N, right? Is that what you're saying? Anybody
Yeah,
but
he's saying anybody but Norris, so I'm saying anybody but Oscar for you. But you sent a really cute message to me, Ekevin. You said
yeah.
like you want Milan to win tonight, you want Real Madrid to win tonight, and you want anyone but Oscar to win. That's what you said verbatim.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm just telling the masses how you feel.
I just want Lando Norris to get close. You know what I'm trying to say? I want it to be a tight race between Norris and Piastri to the end, and add Verstappen to the mix. You know what it is? I'm actually glad Verstappen's in the race, because if it wasn't for Verstappen, this is just a McLaren one-way traffic throughout the rest of the season. I'll be honest. If it wasn't for Max Verstappen joining the fun in the last few weeks, it would have been McLaren one-way traffic. Like I said,
Nah, no traffic, bro. It's just a train. It's a one-way train, man. They are moving on a different level.
a freight train that's going. You know what I mean? Just a couple of things. Hakuna Mateta's winning FPL, and King doesn't know ball. How's he bottom of the table? Listen, FPL, I've had a bad week this week so far, but listen, that's because I still have 5 players left to play. I still have 5 players left to go.
King, what is going on with your FPL team? I just checked that. King, what is going on, man? You need an explanation to the masses here.
Oh, what with my FPL team?
Have you done FPL? Have you made changes?
I was a fool. I was a fool, and I triple captain Salah, so that's what happened.
When you triple captain Salah?
This week?
This week?
Yeah, I was hoping.
You should have triple captain Haaland last week, bro. You should have triple captain.
Yeah,
I don't have Haaland.
You don't have Haaland.
No,
still,
why would I have him?
Everyone has Haaland.
No, man. I'll put it on Salah, and unfortunately, well, look, the good thing is Salah didn't play well. The bad thing is Salah didn't play well.
You should bring Haaland in and captain him for the rest for the rest of the time.
But Ekevin, the issue with that is if he does that, he won't gain. He's not going to gain on anybody because everyone's already captaining Haaland.
He won't, but at the same time, bro, there's other players you could bring around him as well.
Captain him.
I should have brought Semenyo in, but then Kudus bailed me out.
Yeah, but still, Semenyo obviously outperformed him.
I should have captained Semenyo. I was thinking about doing it, but it didn't happen.
I got
18 points. I got 18 points from Semenyo. But the thing is, FPL is not about ball. It's just about luck. More time.
Yeah,
if I was gonna put the players I wanted to put in, I wouldn't have the money to. But his way is.
But yeah, the race is in 3 hours and 32 minutes. How are we feeling ahead of the race? What's your overall, sort of mood going into the race? It was an interesting quali yesterday. A lot of drivers, barely scraping the barrel. It's gonna be a very hard track to drive on. Singapore is a typical track that you don't know what could really happen. George Russell last year was chasing, 2 years ago was chasing Perez, and then all of a sudden he just crashed out on the last lap when they got to racing. So so much can happen in one go. So much could just happen, and then obviously you've got the Ferrari drivers struggling as per usual. Mercedes having a good race this week, having good quality this week. Max Verstappen, is this his first? This is not his first podium in Singapore, is it? It's not right for sure.
No, I don't think he's won at Singapore.
He's never won at Singapore ever.
I don't think he's even gotten a pole at Singapore before.
He's never won in Singapore. But listen,
I think Singapore is the only track that he's not won at.
It is
the active tracks. I think he's won every single track but Singapore.
But Singapore is the one that he struggles at because I don't know what it is. Max in tight races, he needs to do better, man.
I don't think tight races. I just think one machinery, but also Singapore is a very niche track.
Yeah,
you'll need an outstanding lap like a Hamilton or a Russell, the ones that they have done to win. But you asked Ekevin, what are my thoughts on the?
No, just what's your overall feeling out of the race, and what's your biggest takeaway from yesterday's quali?
Biggest takeaway, I think, is McLaren are there for the taking. they aren't as dominant as they once were at the beginning of the season. Red Bull and Max have closed the gap down to him. While we talk about Max Verstappen's individual excellence, which is 100% true, only he can be the one to bridge the gap and to eventually beat them. But it's not just Max. Lauren Mekis and Red Bull have been very meticulous and methodical with their upgrades, with their car. So I think Red Bull's increase and improvement is one takeaway for me. The second is McLaren don't seem to be as all round across all tracks anymore. Look at Monza, for example. Look at Baku, for example. Yes, while you could argue they were the quickest, they weren't outstandingly quick. It almost feels like an inverse, in a way, of last season to some extent, whereby McLaren are the regressing car. For some reason, they are the regressing car, and of course, there will be circuits whereby they are the strongest. But they no longer are head and shoulders every weekend ahead by the rest. So my biggest takeaway is Max is in it. He will definitely have a car for most races. I mean, if he's in Singapore, where Red Bull did not expect to be up there, high downforce track, he can be there for most of the season. George Russell and Mercedes absolutely can win races. I think the other big takeaway is Ferrari. You're right; they are in free fall tank mode up until next season. And in terms of the rest of the pack, today's race is going to be about strategy because Singapore is supremely tough to overtake. So strategy is going to be key. That undercut will be key, but also there are some straights where you can overtake. The start will be important, Ekevin. You'd love saying this, right? The start is the most important here.
Yep.
And yeah, we'll see from there. I think can Max win? Absolutely. Will he win? I'm not sure. Because I think George Russell can defend it. But PTSD, deja vu, who knows? If I was to give my prediction, it would be let's do
Not yet.
No, I'm gonna hop off in. I'm gonna hop off in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So I'll give my prediction, guys. I'm gonna do Max 1, Russell 2, Piastri 3. Yes. Let me be optimistic.
Fair enough. And tonight we're doing the review show after the race, after the Brentford Man City game. Are you guys okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
After the Brentford City game ends, we'll go live. Yeah. For the review.
Is it before AC Milan?
Yeah, before Milan. Yes.
Because I do want to watch that.
Yeah, even I do, but I can leave it on the background for the time being.
Okay, cool. And take care, guys. I will see you in a bit. I will see you for the review.
Sure, bro. Take care, man. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Enjoy. But yeah, King. I want to know yours as well. Going into the race, and if you have any more, please go ahead. I also have a few things to say.
Oh yeah, no. Congrats to Hadja and Behrman getting top 10 again, obviously, and Alonso, the 3 rookies. There's not really much thoughts. I just think Mercedes look the
fastest car this week.
Yeah, they look the best car this weekend. McLaren's. I don't know. I don't think the McLarens have slowed down. I just think everyone's caught them up. I feel like once you're at the top, there's not much extra you can do, especially at the end of a
the motivation is when
cycle.
The lack of motivation is there when you pretty much already like you know you're gonna win this year. You know McLaren.
No, it's not a lack of motivation. It's just when you're coming towards the end of the cycle, there's only so much you can improve the car, and
right. Yeah.
More time. What happens is if you're the quickest car at the start of the season, and especially in a season like this where the regulations are going to change next season, more time, anything you do might even make the car slower rather than quicker. So you're just trying to find the little bits and details that can make it quicker, but it's very difficult to do so when you're on the top. So it's easier for Red Bull or Mercedes or Ferrari if they were investing money this year into making their cars quicker because you're catching up to someone. It's easier to catch up to someone than stay on the top in Formula One at the end of a cycle. So I don't think it's about motivation. I just think it's just I think they're finding it difficult to stay on top, and the others are catching up. And you can see that every different race, you're seeing different people on top. You're seeing different cars doing their thing. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the race because obviously the start's going to be very important, and having the likes of Max and Russell next to each other, especially given their history, is going to be interesting to see if they can keep it clean.
100%. I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, Mercedes being the fastest car, Max just about behind them. It's going to be interesting to see who really and in which corner is the best for best for racing, because at the start it's going to be very, very tough to overtake at the start. Very tough to compete. It's always
Yeah.
like every single show. I will reiterate every single show. It's the start. It's the start that you need to get over first, and especially in tight races like this. It will be very difficult for cars like Ferrari. You cannot afford a slip up at the start. Otherwise, one penalty could cost you your whole entire race, especially with the pace of Ferrari this season being really, really bad, or not really, or not to the level it should be. You know, you look back at the previous few races last year. Carlos Sainz didn't have a good race for Ferrari in Singapore. You look at Max. What happened to Max again last year, and to him the year before as well. You know what I'm trying to say. I think this is going to be a bit of a different race. I think Max Verstappen this is his best chance to win in Singapore, ever. This is his best ever chance to win in Singapore, bro. I don't think he has a better chance than this to win. You've only got, for me, it's very hard to, like I said, Max has never won there. It's only track he's never won there. Is this his best chance ever to win his first race there? If he wins there, he could well and truly be back in the race for the World Drivers' Championship. It could literally be back on. So Oscar and Lando better, step it up this week, both of them, if they wanna get their title. Singapore being so close was always a great advantage for Ferrari. Is it a car problem or a driver error causing the loss of time against the bigger teams? I wouldn't say. Well, I don't think it's a loss of time. I just think it's a lack of investment. I think it's a lack of investment, the lack of planning from Ferrari, the lack of preparation as well. It looks like in free practice, Ferrari always has pace in that part. But once you get to the actual qualifying, once you get to the actual race, when you're full on competing, there is no pace. There's no strategy. So I just think it's a lack of preparation. It's just a team error overall team error, in my opinion. But Singapore,
I don't agree. In terms of that, it was driver error. For Charles' side would agree it was driver error. He just didn't have the lap. He didn't have the lap. He didn't. Even himself after if you actually watch his quality interview, he said he had a poor lap. So when it comes to Singapore, it's about being able to put the lap together. And he didn't do that. And then, as I said before, Lewis Hamilton had a scrubbed pair of tires. He didn't have fresh new tires at the end, because obviously they had to do a bit more in order to get into Q3 than the others. So he didn't have the tires at the end to compete. So Lewis didn't have the tires, and Charles didn't have the lap. So I think both driver error, in my opinion. I think when it comes to Singapore, it's about the driver, and you saw it when it came to the actual lap. Even when Augustia said in regards to that, Kimi was better than George throughout the weekend up until qualifying, where George put the lap together. Same with Max. He made the mistake at the end to not get P1, and then same with the McLarens. Lando was quicker at points, but Oscar had the better lap overall. So it was down to driver because of how tight the lap is, and the inches. You're so close to the wall that it's about how much risk are you willing to take in order to get that extra seconds. And there was even points where people touched the wall as well, just because of how tight the circuit is.
Yeah.
So it's just about it's driver more than Ferrari as a team.
You need to have the grip as well. You need to have the wing and what you call and the grip as well, because you need to have the control, because like King mentioned, it's between Monaco, Singapore, and was it Abu Dhabi? Not Abu Dhabi, excuse me. What was it?
It's a similar circuit to Baku. As well.
Yeah. In one of the turns it's so tight to get through. You need to be very, very careful of certain turns.
Yeah, it's drivers.
Grip,
it's the driver.
You need to have the rear wing as well, the front wing, It needs to be on point because Carlos Sainz and Carlos Sainz and was it the Williams and Alex Albon had their cars eliminated because, like you mentioned, was it the front wing, wasn't it?
No, the rear wing, the rear wing,
The
the
rear
rear
wing.
wing issue.
Yeah, you need to have the wing as well to and the control of the race. That's the only thing I can really say about Singapore. I don't really have much just to add. Ferrari just had a terrible week, Ferrari had a terrible qualifying themselves.
Yeah, the drivers did. The drivers definitely did.
But Mercedes really prepared for this weekend, in my opinion. I think Mercedes in Singapore, I don't know what it is. It's typical Mercedes in Singapore. It's always their race, you know. Singapore, it's Mercedes. Mercedes dominates Singapore. I don't know how many races. I think Mercedes have won the most races in Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. All time. I think it has to be, right? Mercedes. They've won the most races in Singapore of all time.
I don't know.
Not
I
mistaken.
don't know how many races have been in Singapore, to be honest.
But I mean, it's between Max and George, in my opinion, today. I think it's between Max and George. I don't know who will. I don't know who will win. I'll give my prediction based off of how I see it. But I don't think it will be as clear as day because Singapore is, it's like I said, it's very tight. You don't know what's gonna happen. Big up to you, Jester. Big up to you, bro. Make sure you guys go sub to Jester's channel, people.
No,
Big up to you,
big
bro.
up Jester. Mercedes haven't actually won. Mercedes haven't won in Singapore since 2018. The last 3 winners are Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, and Sergio Perez. So, and in Singapore, Ferrari has 4, Red Bull has 4, and Mercedes have 4. So it just depends on who's got the better car, really. So yeah, it's in recent years. Well, last year it was McLaren. McLaren was the one that actually won the race.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mercedes engine, Ferrari, then Red Bull. 2 years not held. Then it was Vettel, and then Hamilton, Rosberg, Vettel, Hamilton, Vettel. So it just depends on who's got the best car for the track, really.
Yeah.
And Mercedes just seems to, for this weekend, had the best car.
I don't know, if Mercedes overall had the best car. I think Max's car might just be slightly better, but he himself just wasn't quick enough in one of the sectors that cost.
No, no, the car was better. The car was better. Obviously, the driver can make a difference, but yeah, Mercedes was better this weekend than Max. In terms of the car that if you put if you look at where Yuki Tsunoda is, then you can tell where the Red Bull is.
Who is the more of a must-win for, you think? Surely Max, right?
No, in terms of must-win?
Yeah, he's never won a race in Singapore. It's more of a must-win for him than anyone. Because will get away with, the points. They'll still be ahead. Max needs to win this race to get back into the Drivers' Championship race. Full on. You know what I'm trying to say? Fully get back into.
Yeah. In terms of must-win, it's a must-win for Max, but is he going to win it? I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'll give my predictions in just a bit, but if you have anything more to say before I give predictions.
No, nothing else, man. Just big up to the rookies in the top 10. And big up Jester.
Big up Jester. Make sure you guys go sub to know this is Jester, people. Go sub to his channel. I reckon we'll have a red flag from the start, and this race will be the most interesting. Bro, that would be crazy if we had a red flag from the start. I can't lie to you. Yeah, big up to Jester every single time. Guys, we're trying to hit 500 subs. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Share it with your mates. We're trying to get to 500 before my birthday in 2 days. I know it's not going to happen now, but at least try and get me just about afterwards as well. We'll do. 15 likes on the video, people. And sub to King's channel. The link is in the chat. I wasn't able to put it in the title for some reason. YouTube's doing his own weird bugs, but here it is. It's in the chat. Predictions. Do you want to go first, King? Augustia left.
Yeah, you said what did he say?
I think he said Max, George, and I think he said I don't remember he said Lando or Oscar. I have to go back and watch it. But I think he said one of them too.
If there's no crashes, then it's gonna be George, Max, Kimi. if there's no crashes.
Okay.
If there is
George,
a crash,
Max.
at the start, the crash in that will involve the first four, and then it will be
That's it. Alonso Yuki. That's mad. Sorry, go on.
nah.
Finish.
If there is a crash, let's say for example there's a crash which could happen between the first four. I think
It could.
one of them will escape most likely. Who's fourth in the grid? Kimi.
Kimi.
Yeah,
Kimi,
Kimi
Oscar,
or
and
Piastri. One of them will escape, so it'll be one of them two.
no, sorry. Kimi then Lando. Excuse me, my bad.
Oscar. Let me. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go like this. If there's no crash, George, Max, Kimi. If there is a crash, Kimi, Lando, Lewis, or Kimi, Lewis, Lando. Either
You
way.
think Kimi win the race?
Yeah, if there's a crash there's a
Okay.
crash, because I think the crash will happen between George and Max, and
Oh, of course,
Oscar.
and then the beef will start.
Yeah. I think it'll be the first drivers that will have a crash. Maybe
the
there
way-
might be a crash in the back as well, because Lance Stroll is always down for crashing. But if it's at the front, then yeah. But if there's no crash, then George should win the race, and Kimi should come third. So it should be a 1-3 Mercedes second Red Bull. I don't think the
But-
McLarens have it.
Just want to give a shout out to my cousin. Yeah, quickly give a shout out to my cousin. She was at the Mercedes garage yesterday. She was at the Mercedes hub, watching the qualifying. She'll be there for the race tonight. Big up to her every single time. In terms of my predictions, I'm gonna go with Max to win the race. This is gonna be his first win in Singapore. I have a feeling it'll happen. It's written to happen, especially with the form Max is going into this race as well. I know overtakes will be hard, but then again, strategy wise, I think Red Bull have it. I think Max Verstappen has a strategy to win the race. In the last few races, he's done it. I know on pole position you have to finish on pole to win the race. But wasn't Carlos Sainz not on pole in 2023? Did he not finish on pole in 2023? I don't think he finished on pole, right, in 2023, Carlos Sainz. He won the race from third, if I'm not mistaken. I remember he won the race from third, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Carlos Sainz won the race from third. I don't think he finished in the top. I don't think he finished on top to win the race that year. But even then, I'm gonna go with Max, George, and I'm going to go with. I have a funny feeling Lando, Oscar might have an issue during the race. One of them two will have an issue. I'll go Kimi, Max, George, Kimi. That's my top three. Outsider, probably one of the McLaren drivers. I can't really decide who. Outsider to finish in the podium, one of the McLaren drivers. It's my prediction. You got your prediction? So you got the facts up from the from 2023. Did Carlos Sainz finish on pole?
Yeah, he finished on pole. The only one where a pole sitter hasn't won was the 2024, where Charles was on pole, but Sergio won the race.
Charles was on pole for Singapore last year.
2023, not last year. Last year was Lando.
Okay.
So more time than not, well, in the last 3 races, the pole sitter will either become first or second, but most likely first. So George will probably win the race. If all things are equal.
I'm gonna go Max, George, and then Kimi, and then one of the McLaren drivers is the outsider. Who's your outsider?
Oh, who's my outsider? I don't really think there's an outsider in a race like this. But if there will be, might as well
outsider.
just the guy Hadjar.
Outsider podium.
Hadjar, if there's crashes.
Okay. Fair enough.
If no crashes, one of the Ferrari drivers, maybe. If they get a bit lucky.
Cool. King, make sure you shout your channel and let me know what got coming up, bro. Let them know.
African King Academy. From 11:50, I'll be live watching WSL football, American football, and the Formula One as well. I'll be watching it all.
Another 7-hour stream again like last weekend?
No. I'm gonna split it up this time.
Are you able to do the review show after the race? Oh, not after
What time?
after the Brentford Man City game. Are you free to do it after the Brentford Man City game,
Yes.
or are you going to be watching the Eagles game
No, the Eagles game is the same. Is 6 between and should finish by
after the
11.
Brentford Man City game? We're gonna go live, so it should be just about after midnight. Are you gonna watch it and then
Actually, I might be watching what time is that? My time, midnight.
6 UK, 6 or 7 UK? We can go live if you want.
I don't know if I'll be around for that. To be honest.
What time are you able to? What time are you able to do it to watch the or to watch to go live? Should it be 8 UK? I think maybe when the Philly game ends. Are you? What other games do you have after that?
I just have a. I'm watching the 9 o'clocks, but I can go a little late on that one, so that's not a problem.
You watch 9 p.m. games in my time.
You know the problem with NFL is because it starts at 6, it'll finish by 9. So by the time it
Right.
finishes, then the next one will start. So
Yeah.
if anything, uh,
I don't know if we can do tomorrow because I have a show at Rasta at 12 my time, so which is 6 a.m. UK. And I don't know if I'm able to do the race review tomorrow because then I have the Premier League Premier League review show, and then I don't know if I can do
uh,
both after the race. I don't know. I don't know what time I'll be back home. You know what I mean? Norris flying under the radar, maybe. George, Max, Oscar, agreed. King.
let me edit some stuff.
Hmm.
Because I can still watch the Broncos Eagles, so I'll just have to probably just add
Put
the
it on the side.
NFL stream. Okay, so I'll just make that a Prem stream.
If you have to watch NFL, don't worry about it, bro. You can watch NFL. No stress.
Now, what time do you want to do it? 6 o'clock, you said?
6 p.m. UK or 6:30 p.m. UK or around that, just about after.
Yeah, make it 6. Make it 6, because then I can just watch the rest of the Eagles game. I'll watch it anyway, but I can just watch the rest of the Eagles game on the watch along.
Because the thing is, I have I've got the Premier League show tomorrow night. I've got the
Yeah, just make it 6 UK. Make it 6 p.m. UK.
What's on a 6 UK though? Yeah, just NFL, yeah, and then Brentford Man City. Nothing after that.
Yeah, it's just NFL, so I'll just watch NFL from 7. I'll just do the 7. I changed the time of it to 7. What teams is it again? Brentford City. Let me get. Yeah, I'll just do the Brentford City game on its own, which is no problem. No problem at all.
Brentford Man City, and then you'll watch the NFL, yeah.
Yeah.
NFL on the side. Okay.
Yeah. I'll actually do the actual. Or I'll do the watch along start from 7, so that
And then
I've got an hour at least for the race.
And then
review.
you go to the and then you'll join afterwards, yeah.
Yeah. So
okay,
I'll only be there for an hour for the Formula 1 review.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll probably go for an hour only. I don't think we'll go longer than an hour. But anyways, guys, we are gonna wrap it up here. I'll be back tonight with King and Augustia for the NFL review show. So NFL F1 review show, excuse me, not NFL. NFL review shows on Wednesday. So tune into that as well, people. So King will be back for the F1 and the NFL show. NFL show is on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'll let you know what I have tomorrow. Rasta's channel. Not Rasta's channel. I was on Rasta's channel earlier today. He's on my channel tomorrow for the United game. We haven't talked about the United game on my channel yet, so we're gonna do the review. And we're gonna talk about, and then I have the Premier League show later at night tomorrow. And then on Tuesday is my birthday, which I might do an hour show, just an hour Q&A. Palace go ahead of Liverpool. They win today. Hopefully that happens, mate. Hopefully that happens, bro. I forgot to answer this question from Bossa Blue earlier. He asked me, what was I going to do for my birthday? Let me just bring this back up. What are you planning for your birthday? I'm just going to be out with my mates and my cousins. I'll be going out with them. I'll just chill for the rest of the day. Got nothing on the day anyways. I've got nothing just gonna chill, just gonna spend the day with my cousins and my friends, and yeah, we're gonna go out for dinner and stuff like that. Hopefully it all goes to plan. Hopefully nothing happens, but yeah, and I'll go temple early morning as well. Temple early in the morning, and yeah, that's all I can really say. And then hopefully I enjoy it, man. But like I said, the perfect gift for me, whether it's on my birthday or after my birthday, is 500 subs, people. And you guys can only do that by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, people. Head over to AN Sports at AN Sports 7 on YouTube. Go to my channel. Click subscribe. Let's get to 500 subs, guys. Let's get sub to King as well, please. The link is in the chat. I wasn't able to put it in the title for some reason. YouTube, sort it out, mate. Sort it out. Lots of lovely sports happening. Let's hope the boys can deliver. Hopefully Brentford can win today.
Oh,
Bless you, bro.
thank you.
Man. Hopefully Brentford can win today. Hopefully, City lose. You know what I mean? But we shall see. We shall see. And then the Patriots play tomorrow morning and stuff like that. But yeah. When's the birthday? My birthday's on Tuesday. So big ups to everyone who's locked in. Big ups to everyone who's supported me over the past year. You know what I mean? Let's get better and stronger next year. Let's get better. Let's grow every single day, every single month. You know what I mean? This channel's only gonna get better by you guys and your support. So big up to you guys every single time. By the end of the year, targeting 750 subs. 750 is the target by the end of the year. And I think, King, by the end of the year, you'll probably get to 500, bro. I genuinely think you'll get to 500 by the end of this year.
I hope so.
I really think you will.
One sub at a time. One sub at a time.
100%. Let's get him to 200 subs first, guys. 200 subs by the end of October, guys. Come on. Hopefully the Ferrari mechanics can put on all 4 tires simultaneously. We shall see. But guys, take care. Enjoy the race. We are out. I will see you later tonight for the review of the race. Take care, people.